Hello guys, today I'm gonna be talking about buying a Martin guitar. Like you see, I have a Martin guitar and I really like Martin guitars. This is a 2009 D28 and I really like its sound. In my opinion, it has that Martin depth and richness, but it's not too boomy. The highs are clear enough, in my opinion. So, I'm gonna be talking about two problems in buying a Martin guitars, in my opinion. First of all, there's a problem in buying any guitar, not just Martins. And the problem is that, in my opinion, no guitar manufacturer can be consistent enough. It's just not possible. And what I mean is, if you take like 4 D28s, for example, that were made in the same year and they have consecutive serial numbers, they can't sound the same. They won't sound the same. In most cases, they're not even gonna sound close. One of them can be amazing, one of them can be not good enough. And it's true about Fenders as well, Gibsons, Yamahas, every guitar manufacturer. I'm not gonna go deep into the factors of what make a guitar sound this way or this way. This is not the topic of the video, but there are a few variables, and apparently you can't, in my opinion again, you can't make a guitar sound, two guitars sound the same. So it's not like buying an iPhone, which you can just order online and you know what you're getting. When you're buying a guitar, you have to listen to the specific guitar that you're getting. And this is the reason why, in my opinion, many guitar reviews on YouTube are, I'm not gonna say pointless, but they can't really tell you what you're getting if you're getting the same model online or in your local guitar center. Every guitar sounds different. In my opinion, it's true in electric guitars and especially on acoustic guitars. So if you're hearing like a D28 review online and you think it sounds amazing, it doesn't tell you enough information on the D28 that is in your local guitar store. And if you're going to your local guitar store and you're hitting a guitar and you don't like the sound of it, it doesn't tell you nothing about the guitar that is next to it, that is the same model, again, the same year. This one can sound amazing and this one can sound bad. So you have to check every guitar personally. Every guitar sounds different. And you don't have to be like a very experienced guitar player to know that. I sometimes go to stores with my students and their parents arrive, and also they can tell pretty easily that we're taking one guitar and sounds this way, and then we take another guitar and sounds much better or much worse. It's pretty obvious. And the second problem in buying a Martin guitar, which is the main reason why I wanted to shoot this video, is that Martin guitars usually come with Martin strings, and they don't last long enough. So if you come to a local guitar store and you take a Martin guitar, if it's there for like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months and it wasn't restrung, there's a good chance you're playing a guitar with old strings, with rusty strings, and it's not a very good, and these conditions are not ideal for buying a guitar, especially an acoustic guitar. And when I bought this guitar in 2009, I was the first customer to ever play it. The salesman brought it out of the box, and I was the first one to play it, and the strings were literally brand new. So I had the best conditions to test this guitar. After a few weeks, I think around 3-4 weeks, I played that guitar and it didn't sound too good to me. and I thought that I made a mistake, and I thought about selling it, but then I restrung it with elixir strings, and it finally it then came back to life. So again, you're going to a guitar store, and some Martins have been there for more than a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and the strings are rusty. It's very hard to choose an acoustic instrument like that, and in most cases, in my opinion, the instrument is going to sound worse than with new strings. But apparently not all the time. You can't like just buy a guitar and you think, oh, I'll restring it and it will sound better. I went with a student of mine last week to buy a Martin guitar for him, and there was a guitar there. I think it was D10E or D16E. I can't recall the model, and it sounded pretty good. Not good enough for him, but pretty close to what he was looking for, with old strings, and the strings were very, very old and rusty. So the salesman told us, wait a few minutes, I'll restring it and I'll give it back to you. And with new strings, it still didn't sound as good as he hoped for. Actually, in our opinion, it sounded worse. Like the highs were not tamed enough, and it was too bright, in our opinion. So what I would suggest you to do if you want a Martin guitar, if you're looking for a specific model, like if you want to buy a D41, what I would suggest is play the one in your local guitar store, if it has any D41s. And if the strings are in good condition, then great, you can test it if you like it or not. But if there aren't, you can ask the salesman to restring the guitar. And if the store doesn't have any D41s, what I would suggest you to do is tell the store, please call me when a D41 comes. And I suggest you test it like in the first few days when the strings are in good condition. So you have better circumstances and conditions to test the guitar. It's an acoustic instrument and the strings matter a lot. And in general, what I do with this Martin, I always string it with elixirs. For me, not only that they last longer, but they also sound better. But again, it's just a personal opinion. I know many salesperson that say it's a Martin guitar, it sounds best with Martin strings. I don't know if they are biased or not. Again, it's opinion versus opinion. I string this one with elixirs and I'm very, very happy with the sound of it.